engaged in animalistic way of life, eating, sleeping, mating, then nature will call, all right, sir, again become a punarmusika bhava. Again become a mouse. You know this story? Punarmusika bhava. There is a story, very nice story. One rat, a mouse, he came to a saintly person. Everyone comes to saintly person for some blessing. You see, real blessing they don't want, some material blessing. Real blessing, Krishna, they don't want. If you give in some blessing that you become very rich man and these are very, very much pleased. So this mouse also came and begged the saintly person, sir, I am in difficulty. If you give me some blessings. Now what is that? Now, the cat chases after me always. I am very unhappy. So what do you want? Now if you make me a cat, then I can get relief from this. All right, you become cat. So he became cat. So after a few days again he comes. Sir, again I am in trouble. What is that? The dog is chasing. Don't laugh. You're serious. A dog is chasing. All right, then what do you want? Nah, make me a tiger. All right, he became a tiger. So when he became a tiger, he was staring on the saintly person like this. So he asked, why you are staring upon me? You want to eat me? Yes. So he again said, Punarmusika, again you become mouse. Again you become mouse. So that is our position. We are advanced in civilization. Now we want to kill God. So we are again going to be uncivilized. To remain in the forest and to remain naked. And actually they are practicing the nature's life. So again we are going to be aborigines. And that is being practiced. They are going to the forest, they remain naked. So actually, punarmusika bhava, again become mouse. You know the story of Alexander the Great and the thief. Alexander the Great arrested one thief and he was going to punish him. The thief pleaded, sir, you are going to punish me, but what is the difference between you and me? I am a small thief, you are a great thief, that's all. You are by force occupying others' kingdom. And you have no right, but because you are strong, somewhere or other you have got the opportunity and you are conquering country after country, country after country. So I am also doing the same thing. So what is the difference between you and me? So Alexander considered that, yes, I am nothing but a big thief, that's all. So he released him. Yes, I am no better than you. Now that's Arjuna Acharya. That's a very nice story. When he was writing commentaries, he thought, how is that? The Lord will come himself and deliver the goods? Oh, it is not possible. He might be sending through some agent. So he wanted to cut Mahami Aham. I bear the burden and deliver. He wrote in a way that I send some agent who will deliver. So that Arjuna Acharya went to take bath. And in the meantime, two boys, very beautiful boys, they brought some very nice food stuff, very large, in large quantity. And in India, there is a process to taking two sides burden on the bamboo, just like a scale. It balanced. So these two boys brought some very highly valuable foodstuff and grains and ghee and this, and his wife was there. And the boy said, "My dear mother, Arjuna Acharya has sent these goods to you. Please take delivery." And oh, you are so nice and boy, you are so beautiful boys, and he has given, and Acharya is not so cruel. How is that? He has given so much burden to you, and he's not kind enough. Oh, I was not taking, just see, he has bitten me. Here is cane, mark. His wife became very much astonished that Acharya is not so cruel. How he has become so cruel? So she was thinking in that way. Then all right, my dear boys will come on and give me shelter. And no, I shall go because Arjuna Acharya again come, he will chastise us. No, you sit down, take food stuff. He prepared food stuff, and then they went. And when Arjuna Acharya came back, then he saw that his wife is eating, because it is the system of an Indian family that after the husband has taken the food, the wife will take. So they don't take together. After the family members, the boys and the husband is sumptuous defect, then the housewife takes. So Arjuna said, "No, you are taking food? Why is that? What is that? No? No, he did not. I am mistaken. Sorry." His wife said, "Acharya, you have become so much cruel nowadays. What is that? Two boys, very nice boys, they brought so many food stuff. You loaded on their head, and they denied to take it, and you have bitten them." I just said, "No, I have never done this. Why should I do it?" Then she described, was such a nice, beautiful boy, that Arjuna understood that because I wanted that God does not deliver, so he has delivered this ghost, and because I cut these alphabets that he does not give personally, so he has shown us beating more. There is an incident in southern India of Jonacharya. That story is there, of course. You may believe or not believe, that's a different thing. But here the Lord says that I personally deliver. So those who are in Krishna consciousness, those are actually busy in the matter of discharging their duties as a Krishna conscious person. They may be assured that so far their living condition is concerned, or their comforts of life is concerned, that is assured by the Lord. There will be no hampering. Thank you. So, there is a nice verse of Billamangal Thakur. He lived for 700 years in Vrindavan, and he became a great devotee of Krishna. In the beginning, he was an impersonalist. His life is very nice. It is better to cite his life. He was a South Indian Brahmin, a very rich man, and very much sensuous. He kept one prostitute. So he was so much, devoted to the prostitute that he was performing his father's death ceremony, and he was asking the priest, please make haste, I have to go. But prostitute. So he was a very rich man, a priestly anyway, he finished that business. Then there was ceremony, he took very nice food stuff in his bag, and he was going to that prostitute's house. But when he came out of his home, it was raining torrent. So he never cared for that raining. He went to the riverside. There was no boat, and it was, river was waving. Waves were very furious. And he thought, how can I go the other side? He was daily going to the other side of the river. Then, anyway, he swam over, crossed over by swimming. Then the prostitute thought, oh, it is today raining and he may not come. So he blocked the door and went to sleep. And when he came to the house, he saw the door is blocked and it was raining still. So how can I go? So he crossed over the wall by catching one snake. Just see how much intensely he was attached, and went to the prostitute, and he was astonished. Well, Billamangal, his name was Billamangal. How do you dare to come here like this? Oh, he described, yes, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. So the prostitute was astonished. Her name was Chintan. So the prostitute said, my dear Billamangal, if you have got so intense love for me, had it been for God, for Krishna, how would have been your life sublime? Oh, that's starting. Yes. He at once left and went out. Yes, you are right. Then he was Vrindavan, where he saw another beautiful woman. Because he has practiced to that habit, so he was going behind. Although he determined, now I am going to Vrindavan. On the way, he was again attracted by another woman. So he followed that woman. That woman belonged to a respectable family. So he came and the woman said to her husband, sir, this man is following me. Please ask what is the idea. So the husband asked, my dear sir, you appear to be a very nice gentleman and you belong to a very aristocratic family. From your appearance, I understand. What do you want? You are following my wife. He said, yes, I am following your wife because I want to embrace her. Oh, you want to embrace? Come on, embrace. Come on, you are welcome. Come on. So, the wife also, see how hot and all. Here is a guest. See, he wants to embrace you and kiss you. So, please decorate yourself nicely so that he may enjoy it. So the wife also followed the instruction of the husband, because wife's duty is to follow the instruction. And when Billamangal came inside, before the woman, he said, my dear mother, will you kindly give your hairpin? Yes. Why? I have got some business. He took the hairpin and at once pierced his eye. So this eye is my enemy. And he became blind. He became blind. Then all of them, that's all right. Now, no more I shall be disturbed. So in that blindness, he was financing austerities in Vrindavan. So by the grace of Krishna, Krishna came like a boy. Oh, my dear sir, why you are starving? Why don't you take some milk? Oh, who are you, my dear boy? Oh, I am a boy and this of this village. I am a cowherd boy. If you like, I can give you daily some milk. All right. Very good. So Krishna was supplying him milk. So there was friendship. And he has written that bhakti is such a thing that mukti mukulitanjali sevati asman. Mukti is nothing for me. But this is his word. Mukti mukulitanjali sevati asman. So we have no desire for mukti. When Krishna comes to supply milk, then what is the use of my mukti? That's a great soul, Billamangal Thakur. It is worth to remember his name. For 700 years he lived in Vrindavan, and he has written a nice book which is called Krishna Karnamrita. That is a very authoritative book, Krishna Karnamrita. Lord Chaitanya picked up this book and he recommended all his devotees to read that Krishna Karnamrita. The human life means if somebody is being killed, so he should be immediately taking warning, oh, my turn is coming, let me go ahead. There is one story in this connection. Not story, these are facts. A hunter spread his net, so some little birds, they fell down in the net and they are crying. They are crying. So the father, mother, when they came, they saw that their children are in danger. It is caught by the net of the hunter. So mother immediately jumped over it to save the children. And she was also captured. Then the father saw, now if I go to save them, I will be captured. Let me go ahead. Let me take some nap. That's all. That is intelligence. You cannot give protection to your family, to your society, to your... No, you cannot give. That is not possible. They must die. They must be captured by the network of Maya. You cannot save them. If you want to save them, then make them Krishna conscious. That is the only thing. Unless you are expert in saving your children by giving them Krishna consciousness, then you should not become father and mother. That is real contraceptive method. But I shall, we are married, undoubtedly, husband and wife. But unless we are competent to give protection to my children, no more death, we should not be it. This is real contest. Everyone can chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Where is the difficult? But they will not chant. They will not chant. They will talk so many lavish things. But as soon as you ask him to chant Hare Krishna, he will be silent. That we have experienced. But still, our thankless task is to induce everyone, chant Hare Krishna. There is a cartoon picture in New York. One old man and his wife sitting together. The wife is requesting the husband, old husband, chant, chant, chant. And the husband is replying, can't. This cartoon you have seen. So this is he will say 3 times, can't, but not Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. That is not. A similar story is there in the Bengal. One old mother was dying, and the sons requested the mother, now you say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So after requesting 2-3 times, mother became disgusted. অত কথা আমি বলতে পারি। So অত কথা বলতে পারিনি, she could say, not Hare Krishna. Not Hare Krishna. This is the position. What is that mean? When Hari means lamb, sheep, they are pups. If you can push one of them in the slaughterhouse, all of them. This is called very well. We haven't got to endeavor to push others. He just puts one on this. All. In Hindi it is called Bhediya Dasa. Just teach one Bhedi and all others will be follow it. Long ago when we were boys, we saw one comic cinema. That old cinema player his name was Max Linder. Max Linder. So this Max Linder was going to a ball dance and he was waiting in the park. And the ball dance court, it has got a tail. So he was sitting in a bench and some naughty boys came and they nailed the tailing. So when he got up, it became torn. So his hip was visible. So when he was dancing in the ball, others were saying to him, what is this? So he went to the mirror, so he began to dance and show him everyone. So others said, what is this? This is the latest fashion. This is the latest fashion in ball dancing. Oh, then all cut there. Tailcoat. The latest fashion. So, Krishna is never diminished. There is a little story, very interesting. So, one poor boy, he was a student in his school, and the teacher's annual ceremony of father's death would be held. So he requested all his students, what will give me contribution. Formally the teacher was not taking any salary. But whatever he wanted, the students will bring either from parents' house or by begging. That was the system. The teacher would not charge anything. And Brahmana cannot be charge anything. Generally the Brahmanas were teachers. That is one of the profession of the Brahmana. Everyone must have livelihood. The Brahmana livelihood is pathon pathon. He must become a learned scholar and he will make others also learned scholar. That is Brahmana. Pathon pathon yajana jayan dana pratigraha satkarma. 6 kinds of profession for the Brahman. And Kshatriya's profession is to give protection to the citizen and there is some tax. 25%, not more than that. Whatever is income you own, give 25% to the Kshatriya king. That's all. That includes sales tax, this tax, that tax, so many tax. Income tax, all finished. You give 25%. And if you have no income, no tax. Not like that. Even if you have no income, now last year you gave so much tax, you must give it. Otherwise your poverty is so. Not like that. So that is Kshatriya's income. Similarly, Vaishya's income, Krishi Goraksha Varijya. Agriculture, cow protection. And if there is excess food stuff, then he can sell, make trade. And Shudras, they will simply help. So this teacher, our original story, the teacher asked the student, what? Somebody said, I contribute this cloth, somebody said rice, somebody said something. Now there was one poor student. He had no means, he was very poor. So when he was asked, so he replied that I cannot say anything without asking my mother. All right, you ask your mother and tell me tomorrow. So he asked, my dear mother, all my classmate has promised the teacher to contribute to do this, that. So my turn is there, what shall I promise? The mother said, my dear son, now we are so poor, we cannot give anything. But if Krishna gives, he is Dinabandhu, the friend of the poor. So if he gives something to you, you can promise. Oh, where is Krishna? What is his name? Now his name is Dinabandhu, friend of the poor. Where is? I understand that he is in the forest. So he went to the forest and called, Dinabandhu, brother. Where is he? He began to cry. So Krishna came. When a devotee is very much eager to see him, Krishna comes. He very kind. So why you are asking? You are Dinabandhu. So this is my condition, sir. What can I promise? So he says that you promise that you will supply jugat, dahi. You will supply dahi. So he was very much satisfied and he came to the teacher that my Dinabandhu brother, Dada, he will supply dahi or jugat for whatever you require. Oh, that's nice, very good. So on the day of ceremony, say, he went to the forest again and called Dinabandhu Dada, and he gave him a small pot of the sugar, a small pot. He was a child, he did not know. And he brought it to the teacher. Now, this is my contribution. My Dinabandhu brother has given, so you take. There are hundreds and thousands of people will be giving food stuff and this much dahi. He became very angry. He became angry, he did not care, and the pot fell down, and the sugar also fell down. But after some time, when he came, he saw that although the sugar has fallen down, the pot is full. Then he again dropped it, again it is full. He dropped it, again it is full. Then he could understand this is spiritual. Purnasya purnamadaya, purnameva avashishya. You take the whole thing, still the whole thing is there. That is Krishna. Not that because you have taken something, 1 minus 1 equal to 0. No. In the spiritual world, 1 minus 1 equal to 1. And 1 plus 1 equal to 1. That is called Advaita. There is no duality. Plus and minus, they are two things. But in the spiritual world, either plus or minus, the same. That is to be understood. That is called absolute, Advaita. So, today is the disappearance day of my Guru Maharaj. As I told you, that Sadhava Jivo Ma Marova. There was a nice story the other day I told you that a sage is giving different kinds of blessings to different types of persons. So to a king's son, a prince, he blessed Rajaputra Chiranjiva. Oh, you are king's son, prince, you live forever. And Muniputra, the son of a saintly person, he blessed him, Majiva, you don't live. Rajaputra Chiranjiva Muniputra Majiva. And sadhu, devotees, he blessed him, Jivova Marova, Either you live or you die, as you like. And there was a butcher. He blessed him, Ma jivo ma maro. You don't die, don't live. So these words are very significant. That I have already explained. Still I am explaining. The prince is enjoying sense, that's all. He has got enough facility for sense enjoyment. So his next life is hellish. Because if you indulge in sex life, then Krishna will give you facility to have sex life 3 times in an hour. Just like the pigeons, the monkeys, the sparrows, they are very sexually strong. You have seen it. So the facility is given. So princely order, they are after sense enjoyment. So he is blessed that better you live forever, because after your death you do not know what is going to happen to you. You are going to get a hellish life. Better you live for some time. Go on with your enjoyment. And Muniputra, Ma Jiva, Brahmachari, working under the guidance and the strict disciplinary guidance of his spiritual master, he is blessed Ma Jiva. You better die, because you are so trained to enter into the kingdom of God. So why should you take so much trouble? Better you die and go back to God. Ma Jiva. And a devotee, he blessed, Jivova Marova. My dear devotee, either you live or die, the same thing. And the butcher, he blessed him, Ma Jiva Ma Marova. You don't live, don't die. What is to do? His living condition is so abominable. From the morning he has to slaughter so many animals, see the blood stain, the ghastly scene. That is his livelihood. So what a horrible life this is. So don't live. And don't die also. Because after death, he is going to be in so much hellish condition. Nobody can describe. So both life, living condition and death, after death, his condition is very horrible. Anyway, apart from others, the devotee, for him, appearance and disappearance, the same thing. The demons cannot understand that the God can be a person. That is devotee. They cannot, because they cannot understand the difficulty. A demon tries to understand God, comparing with him. Dr. Frog. That's the story of Dr. Frog. Dr. Frog is trying to understand Atlantic Ocean, comparing with the 3 Greek wells. When he is informed that there is Atlantic Ocean, he is simply comparing with his limited space. It may be 4 feet, or it may be 5 feet, it may be 10 feet, because he is in 3 feet. His friend is informed, I have seen a reservoir of water, vast water. So that vastness is just conjecture. How much the vastness may be? My well is 3 feet. It may be 4 feet, 5 feet, now he is going on. But he may go on millions and millions of feet, still is this. That is it. Therefore, atheistic person, demons, they think in their own way. That God, Krishna may be like this, Krishna may be like this, Krishna may be like this. Generally they think that Krishna are how they say, Krishna is not great. They do not believe that God is great. He thinks that God is as good as I am also God. This is demonic. There is a very nice story, as several times perhaps recited, that one morning in the western countries also fair takes place, some in county, some village place. So in India there are weekly bazaar, which is called Haat. So at that time the salesmen with their goods, commodities, they assemble, and many purchasers, they are just like in marketplace. So there was a market, weekly market, and thousands of people assembled there. So one old lady of that village, she began to cry. Then her elderly son inquired, "Mother, why you are crying?" "Now, where shall I accommodate all these people to lie down at night? There are so many people in this village, and how I shall accommodate?" The son began to laugh. "My dear mother, you don't bother. It will be all arranged." "No, my dear son, I am very much perplexed." So he began to cry. So in the evening, his son called the mother. "Mother, now you see in the marketplace." Oh, she saw, where are all those people gone? Huh? So there is arrangement. All those thousands of people assembled in the market, they have got their sleeping place, they have got their eating place. So by arrangement, there is arrangement. Similarly, there may be millions and millions of living entities. God has arrangement. Everyone is determined, I must kill. Duryodhana was determined to kill Bhim, and Bhim was determined to kill. So when they did not listen to the instruction of Baladev, then Baladev left the place. He went to Dwarka there. Of course, Krishna was there, because Krishna has to give hint to Bhima how to kill Duryodhana. So, Duryodhana, by the blessings of his mother, his whole body became iron-like solid. So by beating by the Bhima, it was not easy. So the story is that Gamnari, the mother of Duryodhana, she was a great chaste woman. Because her husband was blind, she used to remain as blind woman, covering the eyes. But she had some power, chaste woman. Anyone who stick to the regulative principles, he gets a power, spiritual or material, gets power. A brahmachari gets power if he follows brahmacharya. Everyone, if we follow the prescribed rules and regulations, automatically become power. So, Gandhari had some power. So his eldest son, Duryodhana, was advised to see the mother naked. She advised, "My dear son, tomorrow morning when you come to offer your obeisances to me, you come naked. I shall see you. And you will be solidified, just like earth." So she was going naked. The Krishna saw. So he asked him, "Where you are going?" And "This is it. I am going." going naked, at least you have some lamota. This is that rule. So he took the instruction of Krishna and covered the private part with the lamota. And when Gandhari she saw that she was not fully naked, so she regretted. My dear son, I asked you to come before me naked. Why you have got this? No, Krishna advised. Then she began to smile that my attempt is failure. So Krishna knew it. That part which was covered, that was not turned iron. The other parts turned into iron on account of sin by Gandhari. In this fight, Krishna hinted, feel that you strike here. That part is not ironized. Although it is against the regulative principle to strike the opponent party below this waist. Krishna advised that unless you transgress this law, you cannot kill. So it was struck below the waist, and he was not killed, but his waist was broken. Therefore it is said, Vikodara Britha Gadadimans. But then he died.
प्रभु आय कीर्तन करत असेल
Propaganda you can do a false thing. This is called propaganda is called Bengali. Dashchakre Bhagavan Roop. Dashchakre Bhagavan Roop. Bhagavan, one gentleman's name was Bhagavan. And his friend conspired. Then let us make us some joke. Then he has become ghost. So wherever he has been, the friend, he is ghost. No, I'm not ghost, I'm her. No. He goes, this man has become crazy, why you are calling me ghost? I'm not. Then he goes another friend. Then he also says that. Yes, ghost. Then third friend, everyone, because they are conspired. Then he began to think, suddenly all friends are calling him, go. There is Dasachakra Bhagavan. It is not propaganda. It's not ghost, you can make him ghost. This is propaganda. This is called propaganda. By propaganda, you can establish a false thing as real. They know how to do it. They are expert. Because they are cheaters. They know how to do it. Krishna, Govinda, Adi Purush, the original person, he is taking various forms, Rama, Adi Murtisu especially, Sri Rama, Parshurama, Balarama, and Dasurathi Rama. So this Rama means enjoyment. So Krishna's enjoyment. It does not mean Krishna has appeared as he was. It does not mean he is suffering. Everything is Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitari. Sometimes a big man becomes a horse. There is a very nice, interesting story that the big Prime Minister, Gladstone, English, Prime Minister Gladstone. Yes. So, somebody came to see him for an interview. So the servant informed the visitor that the Prime Minister is now busy, he has to wait. So he was waiting for his big man. So for 1 hour passed. So he became inquisitive. So with the little opening of the door, he wanted to see how this man is engaged and is waiting for 1 hour. So he saw that the Prime Minister has become a horse taking his grandchild on the back and is playing like a horse. And the important visitor is waiting for 1 hour. So this is enjoyment. The Prime Minister is not the horse, but he is enjoying taking his grandchild on the back, and he was playing like a horse, and the grandchild was hut. This was his engagement. So similarly, because he has become the horse of his grandchild, he is not horse, he is enjoying. That is enjoyment. I will recite one story in this connection, that one Brahmin in South India, in Ranganath temple, he was reading Bhagavad Gita and he was illiterate. He did not know neither Sanskrit nor any letter, illiterate. So the people neighborhood, they knew that this man is illiterate and he is reading Bhagavad Gita. He is opening the Bhagavad Gita like that. So somebody was joking. Well, Brahmin, how you are reading Bhagavad Gita? He could understand that this man is joking because I am illiterate. So, in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also happened to be that day in the Ranganath temple, and he could understand that here is a devotee. So, he approached him and he asked, "My dear Brahman, what you are reading?" So, he could also understand that this man is not joking. So he said, "Sir, I am reading Bhagavad Gita, I am trying to read Bhagavad Gita, but I am illiterate. So, my Guru Maharaj said that you must read 18 chapters daily. So, I have no knowledge, I cannot read, still Guru Maharaj said, so I am just trying to carry out his order and opening the pages, and that's all. I do not know how to read. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that you are crying sometimes, I see. Then yes, I am crying. How you are crying if you cannot read? No, because when I take this Bhagavad Gita book, I see one picture that Krishna is so kind that he has taken the chariot driver, Sarathi of Arjuna. He is his devotee. So Sri Krishna is so kind that he can accept the position of a servant because Arjuna was ordering, keep my chariot here, and Krishna was serving him. So Krishna is so kind. So when I see this picture within my mind, I am crying. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately embraced him. That you are reading Bhagavad Gita. Without any education, you are reading. He embraced him. So this is how he was seeing the picture. Because he was a lover of Krishna. It doesn't matter, he could read these slokas or not, but he was absorbed in love of Krishna and was seeing Krishna was sitting there and he was driving the chariot of Arjuna. This is required. Nobody wants to die. So the scientists cannot give any relief from death. They are talking simply superficial. They cannot give any relief from death. But my real problem is death. I do not wish to die. I do not wish to become old man. What scientists can help me? I do not wish to become disease. What the scientists can help me? I do not wish to take birth. These things they cannot do anything. Major problem, they have set aside. And they are, what is called, jackal. Yes. There is a story of the jackal. He became the king of the forest. In Sanskrit. And in Bengal it is called Bongaya Sial Raja. In the forest, a jackal has become king. They are like that. Nilavarna Shigala. When there's a big story about this jackal, I'll tell you something. Jackal came in the village and he fell in the tub where, what is called, for coloring. Blue. So the washerman kept the dye, water, in a big tub, and the jackal fell in it. The jackal fell in it, he became blue, all blue. So he fled away, and all the animals said, what is this animal? What is the animal? What is the animal? All the lion becomes surprised, we have not seen this animal. So who are you, sir? I am sent by God. So they began to worship him as God. Then one day other jackals, they were hoa. But the jackals cannot stop. If other jackals cry, the jackal cannot stop. So he also began to hoa. Then they go, this rascal is a jackal. So these rascals are jackals. Now they are talking nonsense. We can detect, here is a jackal. So we have to expose them. They are not leaders, they are jackals. For a devotee, Krishna is within the palms of a devotee. Ajita, Jitopasha. Although Krishna is not conquerable, but he likes to be conquered by his devotee. That is the position. Just like he willingly placed himself to be conquered by Mother Jashoda, to be conquered by Radharani, to be conquered by his friends. Krishna became defeated and he has to take his friend on the shoulder. Practically sometimes we see that a king keeps a joker amongst his associates, and sometimes the joker insults the king and the king enjoys. The joker sometimes, just like there is a famous joker, Gopal Bhan, in Bengal. So one day the king asked him, Gopal, what is the difference between you and an ass? So he immediately measured the distance from the king. He said, it is 3 feet only, sir. The difference is only 3 feet. So everyone began to laugh. And the king enjoyed that insult. Because sometimes it is required. So Krishna also, everyone praises him in exalted position. Everyone. That is Krishna's position, the Supreme Lord. In Vaikuntha, there is only praising. There is no such thing. But in Vrindavan, Krishna is free to accept insult from his devotee. The people do not know that. what is Vrindavan like. So, devotees are so exalted, rather than any orders. Don't allow Krishna to come here. Krishna cannot come in. He flatters the other gopis. Please allow me to go there. No, there is no order. You cannot go. So, Krishna likes that. I'll give you one example how Krishna sometimes breaks his promise. It's a very nice story. Krishna, when he joined Arjuna, he promised on his own side that because the fight is between your brothers, so it is not my duty, because both of you are my relatives, so it is not my duty to join one party and not to join another. But because I have divided myself one side and other side my soldiers, but Duryodhana has decided to take my soldiers, not me, so I shall join him. But I shall not fight. I will take some work which may assist you. So Arjuna offered whatever work he likes, he can take. So he said, all right, I shall drive your chariot. So Krishna's promise was that he will not fight. But at the time when Arjuna was perplexed while fighting with Bhishma was the greatest fighter, although he was a very old man. Duryodhana incited him that because the other side are your very pet grandsons, you are not fighting fully. That was the complaint of Duryodhana. So, in order to encourage him, Bhishma said to Duryodhana, all right, tomorrow I shall finish all this fight. Tomorrow I shall finish. And I have got now special arrows for killing these five Shival's brothers. So Duryodhana was very intelligent. He told, all right, please keep these 5 arrows with me for the night. I shall deliver you tomorrow in the morning. All right, he did. And Krishna, understood Krishna is everything knows, past, present, future. Krishna knew it that Bhishma has now promised he will kill. So he asked Arjuna, this is not the politics, that he go to Duryodhana. Do you remember that Duryodhana was elderly than Arjuna, that he would keep some promise which he has offered to you. Duryodhana said, Arjuna, whenever you want something, I shall give you. Now this is the time you can go. And what is that? Now he has got 5 arrows for killing you. You should take and come to me. So after fight, they were friends. So Arjuna went to the camp of Duryodhana and was well received. Well, Arjuna, come on, what do you want? Come on, sit down. Do you want anything from me? If you want, I can stop this fight, I can return you. And Arjuna said, no, I have not come to you, but begging my kingdom. Fighting will go on, but I want, you promised something. Yes, I know, I offer you. What do you want? Now I want those 5 arrows. At once he delivered. Then, and this information was carried to Bhishma. Bhishma knew that Krishna is very cunning also. He will save his devotee. So he has done this. All right, in spite of Krishna, he has broken my promise. And tomorrow I shall see, if Krishna does not break his promise, then his friend will be killed. I will fight in such a way. So, you are fighting in such a way that it will become almost dead. Then at that time, Krishna, the chariot was torn into pieces. Arjuna fell down. And then Krishna took up one of the wheel of the chariot and came before. Now, Bhishma, you stop this fighting, otherwise I will kill you. Krishna at once gave up his arrow and he offered, all right, kill me. The thing is that because Bhishma promised that I shall kill Arjuna tomorrow, And Krishna also promised not to fight, just to save these two devotees, Arjuna and Bhishma. Bhishma was also a great devotee. Just to show him that I am breaking my promise. Please stop. I am breaking. You wanted. Either I shall break my promise or you shall kill Arjuna. So better see that I have broken my promise. So in this way, sometimes for devotee, he sometimes breaks his own promise. He will be interested to know that one European gentleman, he went to Calcutta and he visited 7 temples in Calcutta. And he visited our temple also. Our temple is Radha Krishna. This is the picture, Radha Krishna. So he went to the temple of Goddess Kali. He saw the Goddess Kali's very ferocious feature, and he has got one, what is called, chopper in her hand. She is chopping the heads of the demons, and she has the garland of the heads of the demons,